What's going on, everybody? It's Clint from the Die Hard MMA podcast. This is the episode for UFC Vegas 22. Make sure you click that link below, head on over to odds.com, give us a thumbs up, and good luck on all your betting action this week. Moving right along, we got a middleweight fight. One of my all-time favorite fades, Trevin Giles, taking on the freaking killer himself, Roman Dolidze. Man, I don't know about you, but I have been all over these Georgian warriors. Have you noticed what they've done so far since they got here?
They've been doing really good, man. Taporia is impressed me the most. That was a nice hit for people that were on that one early. And this one's got a bit of bias, obviously, Dolidze, who you're referring to here, because he is one guy I've had the inside ear on as far as how let's just say he's done really well in the training room at Extreme Couture, and he's a guy to watch. However, you can make an argument here before, if I may lead us in, that this is one fight where maybe this guy maybe he doesn't perform to his ability because he's a little overconfident, whereas Giles, who I've faded, I don't know if this is the reason why you have, sir, but despite a really tough and respectable job, as a police officer, real tough job to have, his confidence in the cage is not where you'd want it to be, it seems like, as a fighter. So it's like not enough confidence versus arguable overconfidence in this spot.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that coming into play. And honestly, for me, man, the reason that Giles has been a guy I've been looking to fade is the bad fight IQ. He's in the trash bin. He just makes some really bad choices in the cage. And even though, like you mentioned, he's got a tough job, it's something we got to respect and thank him for. He doesn't have the greatest gas tank. He looks to wrestle, and late in the third, he starts to edge off and slow down, and that can be a problem. He's given up, third round finishes more than once because he just chooses to grapple with these guys that are high-level jiu-jitsu players, and he's facing that here again in Roman. I mean, Roman is a world-class jiu-jitsu player, literally a world champion, but he's taking this fight on 11 days' notice. On top of that, Dolidze is dropping a weight class. He's a 205er. He's coming down to 185 for the first time in his career. And I've got huge question marks about it because he was a big, slow, lumbering, powerful 205er. What's he going to look like at 185? I don't know if that's the right move for him. He might be the big, oversized guy, but I don't know if losing that speed is going to benefit him. And he's already, if you remember in his last fight, I loved it. It was hilarious. But he looks over at his coach and he goes, "You want me to submit him?" That's the kind of shit he pulls in the middle of the cage. If you're doing that with a guy like Trevin Giles, who is more than willing to bite down on his mouthpiece and shoot for a double leg, I don't know if he's going to be able to just head kick Trevin Giles out of there. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up with the pace of Trevin Giles. So even though that third round submission will be available, he might be too tired to get it. And Trevin Giles will be the one who's in the driver's seat. I really want to back my guy, Roman Dolidze, here, but I just have a bad feeling, and I want to wait until Friday. I want to see him on the scale and see how he moves and how he looks at 185 before I trust him. I could make the argument that the wrong guy is favored in this spot.
Yeah. I mean, the intangible dynamic that I mentioned, so that excellent analysis there. I think definitely you got to wait to weigh-ins to make your decision here. I don't hate it as far as size-wise where the guy is at. A lot of these fighters, kind of not just Asian fighters, but Eastern European fighters, even the Russians, they don't necessarily cut weight. So they will, they'll kind of come in undersized. They're used to fighting that way. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk probably could have made 185, but, he did some damage at 205 there. But he also didn't have, the grappling that Roman Dolidze is. And if you're a finisher, and stay up at 205 if you're more athletic and faster. So on that principle, I completely agree with you, which is what scares me here. Maybe it is because now he's much more, Americanized, if you will. He's been down here for a minute. He's popped up in the pictures training alongside with Grishin and these other Russian and Eastern European cats that have been coming through Extreme Couture. So I'm not so worried about the short notice factor. Maybe he was planning this all along, right? The drop to 185. Either way, it's something you got to wait for. But yeah, I'll definitely be looking for Dolidze. And even though I got burned playing the submission prop, he definitely, as you say, he definitely would fight for your money there and would go for it. But thankfully, he had my man Eric Nixick in the corner, because if you heard, he put it in that real quick between rounds 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, saying, "Nope, we're taking him down and we're punching him. That's it."
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna end up going with Dolidze here, regardless. Be a bit biased with Eric in his corner, folks. But regardless of what cliff you want to jump off of, just wait till weigh-ins. Take Clint's word for it.
That's where I'm sitting, man. Money coming in on Trevin Giles. A lot of people buying in on the underdog here, and I get it. I just I got to wait and see what happens. I got to wait and see what this guy looks on the scale. I want to bet Dolidze here. I'm a fan. These Georgian Warriors, I want like a t-shirt or something with the Georgia flag on it. I've been backing them nonstop since they started flooding into the UFC. So it's a spot that I like, that I want to back, that I want to get on, and just got to wait and see, because a guy coming where it's not broke, don't fix it, down from 205. I'm not a huge fan of that. I do think you're right. I do think it was planned, because you don't take a short notice fight when you're cut into a new weight class. Like, that's just something that's unheard of. That's not something that you would normally do. And on top of that, one thing that I think happens a lot, I think that this is just pure speculation here, but one thing that I think happens a lot is they target somebody that they're pretty sure they can take out. And that's kind of what I feel like might be happening here. You know what I mean? Maybe Roman is looking for an opportunity and they go, I can beat that guy. So, it's a good debut. I don't know. It's a bit of a brain twister. I'm not sure what I want to do. We will see what happens. And I'm sure I'll have a bet on this one by Saturday.
Me and you both, brother.
I can't help myself.